Hello, I'm Mangru.
And I'm Graham.
Here today with Game 3 of the finals of the Wargame
Hmm.
Bootcamp Discord Elite Tournament. Well, we
Hot.
know who's up again, Graham. We're on a paddy field. What are they playing?
So we have Greyhound here in the left, in the blue, playing as NORAD General, and then on the right, NBK busting out the good old USSR General as well in the red here. And we actually already see an SU-25T called out at the start. That's what I'm talking about, Rangru, to kick off this finals match.
Yeah, he's bringing out the early seed aircraft just to probably try to deter any radar anti-air. But that is a very expensive opener. That's a 200-point aircraft, and I don't know if he's going to get value out of that immediately.
Well, he causes the one rifleman to unload, which, that's obviously not anything big. Gets the transport. But he's also given, Greyhound a massive heads up that, hey, this 200-point airplane is up here. It's circling. We'll see if it can find anything valuable. There are two Wolverines right there. The Javelin isn't necessarily, crazy good at killing planes, but I wouldn't want to. Oh, but the MI, it gets it right there in the open, and shots landing there with the S-13 rockets. S-250 can come in to clean it up, and wow, both of them down. Huge pick right there.
Yeah, that was... We forget just how powerful the S-13 rockets can be and just halting any push. But the Canadian Airborne are very well lodged into that town. NBK's really gonna need some proper infantry in that sector, because his proper infantry is actually just beelining it to Bravo.
Yeah, and he did also kind of lose to an MIA and a K-29 trying to dive into Charlie. I don't really like that move there by him, especially after the K-29 died, because those things can have just such good fire support as we... Yeah, because I don't know where his other MIA is going. It's out of S-13s. Like, I'd go back and refill at the FOB, because it really can be a massive advantage in these force fights and stuff, or just fights in general. But we see our VDV just trashing these Abrams right now.
Yeah, he's managed to get a good position here. They're moving into BTR, BMT-80s, the Spetsnaz grew. NBK is actually getting a very good foothold in like the Bravo Charlie area.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to lock it down. If he can get into the forest, into Charlie, it's just a massive advantage right there for him. So we see the S-25T and its seed roll, though it's overextending, I think maybe just a little bit, but nothing has a bunch of range. Yeah, so it's going to go and get out just fine.
Actually, I'm pretty impressed by NBK is meant to open this up. Oh, MA does go down. As really, Greyhound had a pretty good opportunity to really punish this very heavy helicopter and airplane opener here, but he's
Yeah.
been quite passive. He hasn't really done anything in Gulf. He's actually invested quite a lot of points all the way in the far north here. We got 1, 2, 3 anti-aircraft pieces just to defend his flank. Maybe he's expecting some sort of
Oh, the big
tactical
boy's coming.
outplay. Oh.
IL-102, so that's two basically 200-point planes bought in the first 5 minutes here by NBK. There's a Nighthawk called out here by Greyhound to try and stop the GRU. Yeah, they're going to annihilate them. We're seeing IL-102 try and get a hit on the Marines here, and they just got massacred.
Good God. Now the KF-52 also coming in, giving some excellent fire support along the BMPT. Yeah, MBK is making a very effective push into Charlie O. That free stack of Canadian Airborne should be enough to hold the rest of this off.
Big thing is, will the BMPT roll up here on the CV? So he's still undetected. He's engaging the rifleman 90 in the open. Yeah, he just spotted it right now, so it should go ahead in the command squad. Those poor Canadians getting trashed. The BMPT will probably die here to the Canadian airport, what they're called Gustav, but it's already got a value out, like more than a value out of it. Yeah, and then T80 dies to the M1 IP.
Yeah, knocking out the Charlie CV. I mean, we never really see effective pushes into Charlie on this map. It's a very hard area to push, but MBK's really just brought speed, violence, and momentum here to just make his way through. Yo, it's not a tentative hold. He's being forced to fall back now because he has no infantry to really hold the point.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird dynamic because Greyhound has multiple squads of infantry in the backline, but as we see here, the K-52 spotting the rifleman, the 30 mil just kind of tear him up there. Oh, that's 25T finds the M1 Abrams, but he doesn't able to get the kill right there. Yeah, so let's see if he can get back around. And you kind of look for NBK to reinforce and consolidate his position here. He's done a ton of damage, though he is down, obviously, in points. But by getting the Charlie CV and just so much equipment here has died for Greyhound. Not that NBK hasn't lost anything, Rang. He has suffered losses here, for sure. But it does feel like NBK's in the lead.
Yeah, he's just been trading pretty effectively, and really, Greyhound needs to do something about SU-25T. He's been able to fly around willy-nilly. I mean, really want to be investing in a proper fighter aircraft, probably an F-18, to try and actually shoot that thing down. Because you just cannot allow things keep flying about here, because he's just doing tons of damage.
There it is. F-15C and the Nighthawk are both out here. And we're F-25 survives the initial barrage there, and he might actually get around and live.
F-15
and F-15 goes down by the K-52.
Wow! Good God, that's not how it's supposed to work.
No, that was absolutely insane. That K-52 is a hero of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, some Wolf Underground RB crap right yeah, you know?
That was
like
insane.
The CAS plane was coming in for the revenge.
And the Wolverine pushed up to try and get the kill in the K-52, and the Factoria gets it.
God damn. Some really, like, knocking out the F-15 here is huge with really, like, not a heavy investment in anti-air here. It's going to allow NBK to keep up the air pressure and just bomb all these Canadians to smithereens.
Yeah, it's a massive loss. It's hard to, I think overstate it. Look at the,
He didn't even bomb. He just
No,
turned off the bombs and just gunned it.
He's gunned it down right there. Yeah, and so now he's bringing up VDV. He's got the Skrez. He's going to try and retake his Bravo Forest area. There are some Canadian airborne on the far flank of Alpha. They can maybe cause some shenanigans later on. But right now, MBK is in the driver's seat. Yeah, getting his K-52 here repaired. And Greyhound's going to have to, I think he needs to take a couple minutes and just get it together. It's been a very hectic few, past 6-7 minutes of this game. The F-15C going down for no value whatsoever is just absolutely devastating.
Yeah, the one advantage Greyhound does have is he does have a good amount of infantry on the field, and NBK's forces, especially now, are very overextended, you could say. They just push right through Sudan, they got to the other side of France, and they have no idea where the hell to go from now, so he has to also spend some time reorganizing his guys, because it's coming down to the Air Force right now.
Why are you telling me they're in France, Rangaroo, when you told me they were on Paddy Field?
Ah, got me.
Where are they really? What
They're
dimension is this? They are on the map, that's a fact. He's actually, Greyhound buying out another AA piece here. And that's what I was saying, though. Greyhound isn't necessarily he's not out of the game by any means. It's a horrible state. But he has suffered some heavy losses. And you look to see him maybe try and consolidate his position, because there is a little bit of chaoticness, I think, NBK's current positioning here. And so he could, still get a decent sized infantry force into Bravo. The problem is going to be that IL-102 is going to be able to just eat up whatever it wants to. And we see, Kotel's capped. Charlie was capped as well, so the point tick, for MBK isn't crazy, but he's going to go and bring out a CD for Alpha and get it going again.
One advantage that Greyhound does also have here with this map is it's a pretty easy map to consolidate on, because it's just 2 lanes of attack. And he's already got a very good job consolidating Charlie. He just needs to get some stuff into Foxtrot here. I don't think Foxtrot is in any real danger.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Being. So he just needs to get really infantry to hold the line, and probably just try to make a come back into Bravo, and probably a little bit into Alpha, because he still has some troops yet.
Yeah, he does have some, but those VDV-90 are on the hunt right here, and the Riflemen, I don't think they're long for this world. I mean, we'll see the VDV here. They're making their moves. I mean, Escalation can come over and help if they want, because it's just the law. K-52 and the BTR-90 cleaning up the poor Canadian airborne there out in the open. But like you said, Rain, because it is really easy to consolidate your position on this map, it's very, it's then very easy to hold on to your point lead. So it's going to be really important to see where both players go from here. It's clear that NBK wants to cap Alpha and try and get a point tick going. Though, Greyhound, I guess we'll see. I guess he could cap Foxtrot if he wants. But if I was him, I'd try and get more, more of a presence in Bravo, because there really isn't a ton for NBK around Alpha. You do the GRU, you do have some Skrezits and some VDV, but it's nothing insane.
Mm-hmm. And because of all of NBK's investments, it's just super units right now.
Right.
That's his main firepower advantage. You just have to knock out 1 or 2 of them, and you can very easily, stretch up the lead. So he is in a good position to try and, make the push through. He's just going to have to take the points bleed like a champ and just try to, rush up as much infantry into Bravo as soon as possible.
Oh, T-80 UK being called out. Talking about super units, I mean, it's rare that we see one. And so, so that I guess I have to bet money that's going into golf. And golf is pretty secure. I mean, not that it's like a fortress or anything, but it's Golf Factorious, some Rizvedka for spotting, and a Skrezit. So, and then yeah, the Strela 10 right there, the 10M. Interesting call out. I was not expecting that by NBK. I mean, obviously we knew it was in the deck rang, but at this current time, it just seemed like I don't know. Just I didn't think it was another 200 points on one unit.
Well, you see, he wanted the sub-heavy tank and he wanted the command vehicle, so I guess he's going to be using a bit more of an aggressive state in Golf here. And honestly, I mean, for like Godfist and we can tell there's not really a whole lot of heavy anti-tank on the field, so he should be in a pretty good spot.
Oh, so the Hornet's been bought here, so we see Graham now going for his second card of fighters. If the Hornet could get the IL 102, yeah, and we see a turbine failure there because of a hit, and it should get the kill right here. Yeah, and it does. So nice pickup there by Greyhound, getting some value out of his Air Force. The Canadian Hornet. It's just a shame that that's what gets a kill, not the F-15C. This is bull jive.
Well, I prefer seeing the Finnish F-18 to blap enemy aircraft.
It's true. Finnish F-18 with the AMRAMs is hot.
I mean, the main reason you really take NORAD is so you can have fighter F-18s and pretend they're American.
Just pretend they're American.
It's close enough.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I want to bring out an F-18 in my purely American deck. Oh, they only have Mavericks?
Yeah, Tom Cruise would not be happy.
He would not.
Eugen, get on it. Can we get an American F-18 fighter, please, right now? Though, the game's actually really slowed down, Rang. Like, for the most part. Like, now the skirmishing went on. It was the intense skirmishing, maybe a little more than normal. And now both players are kind of trying to figure out where they want to go from here. But a +2 by NBK is pretty big at this point in the game.
Yeah, and just looking at, overall map control, NBK has Gulf completely under control, and Bravo is going to be at contested spots. So, when all things are said and done, it's just going to be a nice, slow +1 point lead, or point advantage, to NBK here. And he's managed to get a pretty good, defense in the front. The SU-25T is still alive, the K-52 is still alive. So, if he can leverage those units when another big attack happens, and probably get some kills.
Get all them kills. The Nighthawk is on the prowl here. I'm not sure what I thought he was going to maybe try and strike where he thinks the TAD-UK is. Obviously, he's not doing that. He's kind of just keeping his planes up, I guess, in case he spots something that he really would like to engage. But the +2 tick for NBK is actually really massive because it gets him in the lead here off the get-go, now. So even though Foxtrot's about to get capped, by Greyhound, he's going to still have the +1. And like you talked about, Reagan, it's easy to consolidate your positions on Paddy Field. So then I think you just NBK just has to hold on to what he has.
Yeah, and just play it slow, play it steady. Just scratch it, man, to capture the Dap off guard. Very close to getting a kill here, but I think he's just going to fly just out of range.
Nothing's anything that could really kill it. This Grezzy could a Command Abrams is coming up for Bravo, I would assume. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of the play here. But there's more so there's sappers here. BTRT, the BTRT's moving off to the. I guess there's not necessarily a ton of infantry for NBK, but he's going to do, I think, what a lot of players do, Rang, and that's just hold the top. Like, he doesn't, he's content with, if it's a 20-point lead versus a 200-point lead on this map, it's hard to get any points once both players are really settled down. Buratino!
Yeah, we just bring the Buratino. That's how you ring Bravo for Red 4 here.
Yes. All right.
He's got the FOB, so he's going to be Gucci.
Didn't we cast somebody that had a Buratino that didn't have an FOB?
I believe we did.
I think we did, right?
It's been a roll, but usually you want one or the other.
Whoever that was, please identify yourself in the chat when the videos when the video drops at this point. Let us know who it was. And so, yeah, this is actually 2 Abrams. Greyhound's getting a pretty sizable force ring. There's multiple Canadian Airbornes. There's some Rangers. He's got AA in the back. Another Abrams. So he's going to go up forward here with 3 Abrams to push in. And the Abrams is an amazing tank with that kind of heavy force fighting.
Yeah. The double machine guns, as well as all the Canadian Airborne, which really do match up better against a lot of the Red 4 Russian infantry here. I mean, VDV-90 are good, but they are a bit expensive for just cheap forest fighting here. So And also, he does have the Nighthawk still alive, so you leverage
Yeah.
that stuff. I mean, you're going to get Buratino'd, but that's what the second Reeve is for.
Right, absolutely. And a big thing with the Abrams too is that it's the better tank, I think, per price than the T80 for these specific situations. If you're just using the Abrams for frontal assaults in these heavy, in this more CQC environment, it's better than the T80, which is, really isn't like a sturdy tank, right? The 13 AP, the 13 frontal armors, it isn't anything necessarily to write home about. Whereas the 15 for 65 points for the Abrams is really good.
Yeah, it's extremely cost effective here, so he is definitely gearing up for that Bravo push. We'd be curious to see
Well, the
what he
Nighthawk's
does
committing.
pull off.
Oh no, it's not.
No?
No, never mind. Never mind.
F-18 going in for the Su-25.
You're trying to get it. Scrubs are trying to engage here. Doesn't really do any damage, and both planes just end up evacuating.
Yeah. Because he has the Sparrows and not the AMRAAMs, you need to borrow some from his Finnish friend.
I mean, if you played War Thunder, you would think the Sparrow was an AMRAAM on steroids. That thing don't miss.
No, it doesn't.
Don't play no games. And so the Buratino is moving into position. The one thing I'd say about the Buratino is this feels like it might be defensive to me. Now that doesn't mean he's going to go on the assault into Charlie, but he might, maybe like do a little Kursk action where he preempts the opening assault by hitting him with some rocket artillery as the troops kind of gather up. Yeah, so we see the CV there being called out. Actually, that's exactly what he's going to do. The Buratino is already targeting.
Yeah, he's going to let it rip, and well, I'll be curious to see if Greyhound just pulls back and then, slows down his advance, or if he just full sends it and tries to avoid a Buratino strike at Ray.
Oh no, he stopped. Never mind.
No? Oh, a shame.
Teasing us. No one likes that NBK. You're supposed to just let it rip. I want all 30 rounds hitting one at one time. None of this, 15-15 garbage. Oh, which just got blapped. Yeah, I just got annihilated right there by the. Was it the F-18?
Yeah, and I believe it was the F-18.
Yeah, so a quad stack of riflemen here, I think, being called out. Rang. Yeah, I said riflemen being called out. So, was it in? I mean, it's gonna be rifleman or rifleman 90. Not that I think for the current context it really matters between the two of them for what's about to go down here. But really, Ring, there's not a ton of infantry or firepower in this forest. Most of it's everything else, right? And it's the Mi-8s, it's the Buratino, the IL-102. Well, actually, no, he got blapped. Never mind. So there really isn't a ton here for NBK. And Greyhound, I think, maybe could just brute force his way. Though, here we go. The Buratino is going to be really important here. Strikes landing on the concentrations. Nothing too crazy. Oh, infantry unit getting wiped right there. Yeah,
He's
multiple infantry going down. And he is going, Rang. Yeah, absolutely. So the GRU, BTRTs, and the T-80s just stopped in their tracks right there.
Okay, maybe he's not
Or
full pushing. He's just going to try and send the Terminators.
Those are the ghetto Terminators.
Oh.
Mini Terminator trying to engage right there. So Canadian Airborne do expose themselves. There's sappers, but I don't think it'll be close enough. Nighthawk did go in for a bombing run. Where is he dropping it? Oh, right there in the poor.
They got blapped.
Yeah, they got big boy
Terminated,
blapped.
you could say.
Very, very cheeky, Rang. Very cheeky. And the Buratino still has 18 rounds left, and that barrage was pretty good. Like, obviously the M1 Abrams are still roughly intact, but they are panicked. A whole infantry squad got wiped out. Another one got wiped out by an Mi-8. When the sappers are going to get into the... we'll see. They're going to take a lot of damage here. But the quad stack's moving up, and now I look to see if the Buratino's going to retarget.
Well, the riflemen get in. That's the sappers are going to get sapped out in the open here. I think it's just... At this point for Greyhound, he just kind of needs to full send it into Bravo here. I mean, he's down by 100 points. He needs to start getting this offensive on the move, because in the end of the day, he's only going to get realistically a +1. Maybe a +2 if he goes for Goph.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like he's in any position for that right now. Yeah, and the Buratino just letting it rip right there. Nothing too crazy with that hit. Some damage, obviously, across the board, more panics. But these riflemen will be able to hold this position. But, I don't know really how much of a bit, win that is for him. But obviously he stops, but that push by NBK wasn't anything special to begin with. Oh, the A-10. So the A-10 said, I'm seed as well.
Seed to that Stroller. It's really effective how, seed aircraft can kill IR. like base anti-aircraft systems. Eugene must have done a patch.
You see, this is what we call, super meta. Instead of buying seed planes, which can't kill the IR radar pieces, you buy your actual your anti-tank missile planes, and they become seed.
All you need is recon to back him up, and it's basically just seed.
We've come full circle. We've eclipsed. Oh, the longbow!
Oh, there we go.
You are not an intellectual.
No, he needs two of him.
Oh, it has to have two?
Yeah, you gotta have two. One's okay. Two is at the start of the match as well. Good God, that's
I have to say, Brain, that's my favorite. I know you're on your little short game. Got the meme train kind of rolling on the channel right now. It's very popular. I have to say, I think that one is the best. The Nighthawk just got blapped. It was like
the T80 got blapped.
Oh, and then the T80 is dead too.
Rough raw trade. 100%. Yeah, because Nighthawk is cheaper than T80.
Yeah, but he can just get an infantry CV.
But that's a T80 off the field. It's not so much a CV, it's more of just a firepower. Because now I think he's going to try to full send something to go for it a little bit. He has a longbow as well. He's going to try to make something happen.
Interesting. So, Rain, you think it's a really big trade? I think it's a little more even, but no, we're going to see here. A10 jumping in. Buck's going to try and save it. Oh, it gets a nice hit right there. The Hornet, I'm not sure what the Hornet's engaging. MiG-25 coming in. Yes. He gets a hit on the Hornet as well.
It's got a second run.
Yeah, but the second Hornet's up here in the air. He needed his buddy, and there he goes. And so, a couple trades here, because you are right. No matter what you do, what I say about it, the math clearly favors Greyhound in these past 2 minutes. And we'll see if these riflemen can maybe make something happen. But as we all know, that forest line can be so hard to push going up that hill.
Yeah, and also the problem for Greyhound's Northern Puss, he doesn't have really any ground-based fire support here. Yes, your 25T, the MiG-25, and the Tunguska as well. Once again, NBK kind of falling back to the super units to hold the line. Oh, longbow.
Oh, yes, your 25T try to dive onto it, but he's actually hit it multiple times here. Wolverine trying to get one last shot. Okay, the S25T is going to live, and the longbow is good to go. I mean, he's damaged, but he's good to go.
Well, the rifleman should be able to deal with the Factorio right here and clear them out. If he can just get a foothold into that village, that's going to buy him so much time to actually get some proper ground-based fire support. And oh yeah, Bravo is... Yeah, it's pretty hot here.
Yes, it's very hot. The armor's moving up. More infantry's moving up now. There is a little group of T-80s here, but it's going to be... I don't know if bashing the head against the wall there with Greyhound against the Sappers is the right move, but a flank with the armor into Golf, I really like that. Now he's going to have to get a CV up there so he can start to get some tick, because as bad as maybe this past couple of minutes have been for NBK, he does have a significant point advantage, and this is Paddy Field.
Yeah, at best, Greyhound can really get a +2 now, capturing Golf and Bravo. Actually, if he fully captures Golf, I think it might be a +3, so he's not in a terrible spot, but at the same time, NBK still has a lot of super units, and super units are pretty super. Especially in Golf, the SU-25T can just, smack anything to bits.
Yeah, anything there. Was he trying to repair? I'm not sure where that's going.
Oh no, what are you doing with the Abrams? That was a little bit cocky. I mean, VDV-90s definitely shown Riley are the boss when it comes to anti-armor play.
Yeah, and the T-80 is kind of backing up there. He wants to try and get them repaired as well. K-52 getting a nice snipe there. I believe that was on the Hawk. Yeah, it was. Really nice pick there by the K-52 with its anti-radar missiles. Getting a nice little pick there. More another BTR-90, so some GRU, I believe, coming out. And the Sappers, once again, getting a little rifleman barbecue there along the hill line. And yeah, I really think Greyhound needs to stop with that. That's just brutal.
Yeah, he needs, well, this is the downside of losing a Nighthawk. That would be the perfect Nighthawk target, the entire cluster on that lower hilltop. But alas, he doesn't have it, and he doesn't really have any other, indirect fire support to really rely on. Okay, he's bringing up the April Abrams, which can get a few kills, but VDV-90s in a forest, you do the math.
Oh, MiG-25 going in here, trying to get a kill on the Thunderbolt, gets one missile hit, But then it gets hit as well by the Wolverine. Okay, so it should be able to get out of here. The Voodoo then goes down to the tongue buck combo. Nice kill there by NBK. In the VDV pushing down here, NBK feeling getting aggressive in Bravo. They smell some blood in the water. Sapper's getting hits. And the first mortar of the game now being used by Greyhound to try and stop a little bit of this push.
Yeah, it's actually getting some pretty good hits, but Greyhound doesn't really have enough follow-up infantry to really continue his push. He actually is also bringing in the longbow down south here. Not really a whole lot of targets to deal with, probably just these fire support vehicles.
I'll say one positive thing about Warno because of the Buratino. I do like how powerful the Buratino is in Warno.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's cool in Red Dragon, but, you know, we know this channel, Rang. Everybody that watches these videos, they've seen a video of Ukraine, of a TAWS 1 opening up on something. Like, that's what the people want to see in the video game. And the one in Warno is definitely closer in terms of the raw destructive firepower. It's just his pattern is mega dumb.
Yeah, because here it's really just like a napalm launcher, like a lot of other napalm rocket pieces. I believe it does do a little bit more.
It has the 10
it does
the 10 HE, but it's not. Yeah.
Once again, we've all seen the videos, and that thing makes a rather big explosion. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that thing.
Well, if you were near it, Rang, I would have to find a new casting partner.
There wouldn't be much left for me to cast.
Honestly, I would just have to go to Con, I think. I'd have to go to Con, and we would just take over your channel.
You just find the login password.
Yeah, you know, we need to make sure we trade that, you know, information in case of an emergency like that very situation. Right, a dead man switch for the YouTube channel so the short game can at least continue.
But who would take over you or Con?
No, we would actually get your inspiration for your last choice. We would try and petition him to do it.
Ah.
You know, the Panzer IV-H inspiration video. I reach out to him. I think he would, you know, I think maybe Mr. Mark Felton, I'd be interested in it.
The chatbot to make scripts, and then just feeds a script to Mark Felton and have him read it off.
Actually, we take your voice and we then use the chatbot, chatbot thing. So that way we get your voice so we can record you like with those presidential AI things, except it's Rang Ru's voice, and then we just use the Wikipedia articles for the unit of the week, and nobody would even know.
Just automate it.
Yeah, I've taken it completely.
I'd be pretty impressed if you do that.
Actually, I just gave you a good idea. You could try it and see how many people would notice. Would notice was it the real Rang or is it the AI Rang? Genius.
Jesus.
Well, you know, that was a very lively discussion right there. NBK further kind of solidifies his lead here. There wasn't really necessarily too much going on in Bravo. There's some more skirmishing. The Buratino blapped some stuff. The big thing, obviously, is the Command Abrams going down. And there is a little Hilo shenanigans by Greyhound going towards Alpha. Oh, the Cobras have been launched. The MiG-25's been sent out, but I don't know what it's going to do because it can't shoot at the... Okay, so he's going for the Hornet here. Oh, nice kill there by the MiG-25.
Who needs guns?
Yeah, nobody needs guns. There's no real AA here, so that S25T is going to have to come in. He gets a hit on the Cobra, 1 HP. Oh, the longbow going in. He should get a strafe. Oh, and it lives with the strafe from the 30 mil.
Oh, damn. 1
longbow
HP.
OP.
Cobra finds the BRDM too. He's going to need that thing. A lot.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, he just gets stayed. K-52 with the snipe from the rear. Igloo being launched now again as well. This should go... Oh, he widely misses right there. But the Skrezets have come up. The BRDM-2 is going to be saved. And the Greyhound is probably better trying to send it into Delta. But even then, like, there's a Skrezet, there's an Igla. Yeah, this is over.
Yeah, this feels like a very, like, desperate final play here from Greyhound to try to make something happen. I mean, the points lead from EK is still... pretty damn ludicrous. There's really no hope for Greyhound to catching up to over 200 points.
Especially for the map. Like, it's a big thing on this one is that once you have like a nice little bit of a lead, it's really hard to lose it on this map because while there are 2-point sectors, they're pretty easy to control. Like they're really not that contestable. The only time that really happens if like it's a beatdown and you're two of the best players in the game, and it's just not something you'd expect to see. And so, while Greyhound is launching a successful, I think, attack here. Oh, never mind, it's not successful. No, No, those poor riflemen just got massacred by some S13s.
Yeah. They go up the hill and they are getting blapped here. And honestly, this is a match where, you know, with basic USSR, it's all about the super heavy play. And
Yes.
NBK managed to micro super heavies very effectively. The KA-52 still alive. SU-25T surprisingly still alive.
Still alive.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're all still alive apart from the T-80 UK. That guy got blapped.
Well, that's why I didn't think it really was that huge of a deal. So obviously, like it dying, it's a big thing. It's 50, also the 50-point difference. But the Nighthawk has such an impact on the game, right? It's such a powerful unit, and while the T80 UK is as well, it felt like Greyhound needed his Nighthawk more than NBK needed his T80 UK at that moment. And so, while getting the kill was nice, there really hasn't been any, external AOE for Greyhound ever since it died.
Yeah, because he needed that Nighthawk to keep that pressure on into Bravo. And oh my god, yeah, Foxtrot is just... he's doing the counter heli rush and... well, not even heli rush, heli assault, and there we go.
Yeah, and then, well, there were a couple good minutes there for Greyhound, I think, to maybe get some, try and make the KD a little bit closer. I mean, from the jump rank, it felt like that was MBK's game to lose, and he secured it really well.
Yeah, especially at early game, just really chaotic push. I had no idea what was really going on, just managing to push in hard, get some good trades, and then he fell back to a good defensive line, and a nice little point advantage.
Yeah, he did, and it was definitely wild to watch it go down. Like, it was like you said, it was kind of a crazy opening game. I mean, the minute you see an SU-25T called out, I mean, was this the Great Jellyman playing in disguise for NBK?
It felt like it. Got the K-29 as well in the opener as well.
I mean, we've casted a lot of NBK. He's kind of like, maybe have to have an interview with him one day, because I feel like we've casted a ton of his games, but sometimes he has weird names. Like, he changes his name up, and I'm like, who's this? Oh, that's actually NBK. Or remember him and Razman had a series?
Yes.
Wasn't Razman named NBK, but he wasn't actually NBK? I don't know, someone did that.
They swapped names, so Razman was NBK and NBK was Razman.
It was Razman, yes, yeah.
To make things easy to follow.
Yes, they really wanted the viewer to have the best possible experience. They were looking out for you guys.
Just remember that.
Yeah, just remember that.
No.
Also,
go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, it was definitely an interesting game. It was cool to see how some of the units were used, and I always love when a Buratino is brought out. It automatically makes the game, 10% cooler.
Indeed, that was... It's also nice just to see kind of like USA, Russia go at it. Just the standard Cold War, no motorized, mechanized nonsense. Just big, heavy stuff blowing each other up.
Well, I would assume Greyhound's American, right? Is he? Does anyone know? Or do you know?
I barely keep track of my own nationality these days.
That's true. You're something else, Rangru. Something else. Well, never mind then. I was gonna say maybe it was like because NBK's Ukrainian, I think, isn't he? I believe NBK's Ukrainian. Cool. Never mind. I don't know. All right, never mind. We'll cut this out in post.
But yeah, very good match. You have anything else to say, Graham?
No, it was really good. I enjoyed casting it, and I look forward to next week.
All right, have a good one, guys. And as usual, please, Jess, take it easy.